What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the LTVS Podcast. My name is Chris. Kelvin's here. Brandon's here.
Yeah.
Carlos is doing the camera work once again.
Yeah, man.
It's
how's,
lit.
how's everyone doing? Y'all good?
Yeah, man, we out here.
Kelvin has had better days.
Hell yeah, bro. Last night and today. Actually, that was like pretty much even today because we were playing like 1 o'clock in the morning. It's still like, that shit got me pissed, bro.
Everybody has those days, bro. Don't worry about it. Well, I hope you guys are doing good wherever you guys are, where you guys are watching us. If it's the morning, if it's the afternoon, if it's
Curled up in your
night.
bed looking at your phone.
Yeah. Hope you guys are doing good, and hope you guys.
Those are perfect. Like at night, like you just.
It's so.
You don't want
even.
You don't want to go to sleep, but you're just on your phone.
It's so bad for your eye. You go.
Yeah,
blind.
yeah.
Well, yeah, of course, but I mean, look at us. I mean, I have glasses, so I'm already blind as it is. I can't see for fucking shit from far away, so I mean, whatever.
So we're gonna start with a series of topics. Two of them that are gonna correlate with each other. Kids nowadays. You have a kid of your own, right? You have
The only
how
one.
old is Nico?
He's about to be 2 years old next month. That's crazy.
2 years old. His
Time
birthday
flies.
is April 26th, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
'Cause that's the day after, day before my birthday. So I'm gonna put out the question out here for all of you. Is technology harming our kids nowadays? Because normally you see kids nowadays with tablets in their hands, phones, whatever it is, and they throw a fit if they don't have it with them. For me personally, I feel like kids aren't kids anymore because of technology. So, I mean, we didn't have that growing up because technology wasn't as advanced back then.
Yeah, definitely not.
So what we had was.
So is there a problem with that then? Like, all right, what can you do?
I mean, I'm just speaking for myself when I do have kids.
Because even kids nowadays for elementary school, they need to have tablets now. It's like
that's
they even
true.
give the tablets.
Yeah, some schools now most schools they give out tablets to kids because that's their form of teaching them now. That's fine. That's fine with me, but it's not going to control their lives. I don't want that to happen. I want kids to like go outside and go play.
But it's inevitable especially around here in the urban areas.
I mean, it isn't. It's not necessarily inevitable because you can do something about it.
What? Like, well, I'm not in the fucking middle of the fucking mountains and shit. Be like,
I understand. You're just being really like.
It's
like
true though. No,
it's
here
not,
though.
Because it's not because like you
and
can
we
do
don't barely have time.
You can definitely do something about it if you were devoted to your child. Yeah,
but like nowadays, like how many hours a day is it? 24. Like, it's really hard. You're not gonna. You can't.
They go to school. They go to school for how long? For like I don't know, probably like
8 in the morning till at least like 3 in the afternoon.
Okay, there's their time frame, and then you come home from work. It's a 9 to 5 job. You normally work, so you come home at 5. Yeah, okay. Granted, you're probably tired, but still, you do have a child,
and that's important to stimulate them with
and
activities.
to be in their life.
No, of course.
And
as well as that.
And it's not saying, "Hey, I'm really tired right now. I want nothing to do with you, son. Here's my phone. Go over there and play."
Which is most of the population, anyways.
It's most of it, and that's what's wrong.
Well, yeah, that's a problem.
So I'm not gonna do that. I, for one, when I have a kid, I'm not gonna, let him have my phone or a tablet just because I don't want to deal with him. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go outside.
Well, yeah, it is the easiest route technically.
It is, and it's not necessarily the right route. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you're using a tablet or a phone to teach him something, like how to speak or how to use words in a sentence and whatever the case may be, like those apps to teach children nowadays. But if it's that, then that's okay. But if it's just for video games because you don't want to deal with your son or your daughter, whoever, like, no, I think that's the wrong answer.
Well, I mean, I think technology does some good and some bad, just like TV. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Think about it. You know what I'm saying? There's so much you can learn from TV, and there's so much you can harm someone with TV, especially a young, spongy kid. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna pick up so much off that TV. Whatever commercials come on, whatever TV show you're watching or they're watching while you're not attending them can really affect them adversely. Think about it. When you were a kid, when you got home from school, I did homework right away. I probably got to watch like one episode of DBZ, and then right away I was eating. My homework was getting checked, and then if I did it right, I didn't get my ass whooped, and I got to watch more TV. If I did it wrong, no TV. And it wasn't until like I was already like in 7th grade where like I had my own systems and stuff like that. Like my parents always got me a whole bunch of systems, but I couldn't play them when I was in school.
Right.
So like they were really lenient with me. With my kid, you know what I'm saying, he's really young right now, so we try to make sure that the apps he does have on his iPad are like strictly intellectual apps, like not intellectual rather.
Apps, yo, from like CDs to apps.
It's crazy, right?
Like,
I mean, he has like ABC Mouse. He has like Hey Dougie, like things that he's gonna learn from, like things that stand out, like color choicing, shapes, sizes, numbers, the ABC games and stuff like that. Like that's what we let him play on his iPad. He really can't do much on that iPad that isn't gonna like advance him along.
Right.
Like now he's learning like words. He says "let's go," or he'll point to his own food.
Yeah.
Like he defends himself a little better now in choice of like he has acknowledged that he has a choice that he can make.
Right.
He can either play around with the toys he has. He can go eat food. He can go get juice. He knows how to say certain words that will make you acknowledge it. And it's it's partly in touch with being there with him and using those apps with him.
Right.
Because what I'm saying, it's just like a book. You can point out the colors. You can point out to shapes and sizes and animals. He's in love with animals right now. You show him an animal book, he goes crazy. So it's like things like that really matter. It's participating in that atmosphere, and then also having you can't drink 10,000 gallons of water a day. 1 gallon of water, 2 gallons of water a day is sufficient, right?
Right. So I understand. So but me personally, like when I do have a child in the future, it's not necessarily I'm gonna force him to do it, but I'm gonna at least try to push him towards, or push her towards, going outside. Go out with your friends and play in the park. Okay, you want to play a sport. Let's see what sports you're into. Stuff like that. If you're not into sports, okay, let's go see what else you're into. Let's go try to go for a swim. Let's go bike riding. Let's go do something outside instead of...
Let's go out for a swim in the wintertime. Get the blood flowing.
Yeah, see, I understand that.
It's like in Russia.
He's going to be a great dad when he's in the future.
Kick him in the pool just start swimming.
It's like...
Yeah, I don't even know how to swim. So.
I'm saying, though, like, try to have your kid be more active instead of just sitting in the couch on your tablet, not doing anything.
But let's just say that you are not together with that person.
It don't matter.
And you are a baby daddy and only have weekends.
Okay, and so then
that's
make those
easy part. That's the easy part.
Let's make your week. Then make your weekends
what
doing
about
that.
What about full-time dads though? That work maybe construction. 12 hours a day.
Okay, so then what are you trying to say? So you
don't got all the answers, Kelvin.
Well, hold on. Wait. So you're really trying to tell me that you're gonna have your kid? You won't care if your kid had just uses a tablet all the entire day?
No. But I would
So you're just playing devil's advocate.
Oh yeah, of course. I just want to like get the shit spicy.
Okay.
Nah,
take the curry out of your pocket.
Take that fucking adobo out.
You're making a lot of what ifs, and I understand what you're trying to do, but in the end, it's still your job as a parent to try
facilitate
to do
that role. Facilitate that role.
Your child, you're your child's role model.
Yeah, but let's just say like there is no like you're not the best role model. So then that's the hard part. That's why most of the kids nowadays do have that problem of like they won't be able to like really like write or probably do cursive when they get like that certain age.
I mean, my cursive right now is all right.
Yo, my cursive is trash. Woo.
It's all right.
Talking about doctor's handwriting.
Like what I used when I was. You guys remember VTech?
The Honda?
Yeah, I was about to say.
The company VTech.
Oh, for toys, for kids' toys.
Yeah.
I was like talking about the Honda engines.
Yeah, it was like VTech.
Yeah, VTech.
Yeah,
that's
like
what I had when I was growing up. Like
I
I had like
that.
a little computer, and with that I learned how to type in letters.
Oh,
and
I had a lot of dirt,
like
sand, rocks, and Game Boys. That's about it.
I had Game Boys a lot. Nintendo 64 I didn't play because I really didn't know how to.
Yeah, so that's what I had, and that's how I learned. And I watched cartoons, like you said, the TV part.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of cartoons. That's how I learned how to say words in English and shit like that.
Yeah.
So,
or
what?
it could be the government doing this. It's a plan. It's the Illuminati. Be careful out there.
All right, so that's all the time we got for the LTVS podcast. I hope you guys
On to the next one.
So how are you guys are going to discipline? How do you discipline your kid?
It's a lot. Like right now, like I'm still learning the boundaries of disciplining. Because like he reacts to certain things than others. Like right now, I'm testing him with eyesight and just giving him the look. He responds to it well. I don't give him that the new guy crazy eyelash, the cracking, the whip. But if he does something really bad, then I'll resort to picking him up, looking him in the face, and talking to him about it. Because if you just sit him down, he's not gonna look at you. The other day, he bit my sister's nose, and she started bleeding.
Oh damn!
And I brought him next to her, and I pointed at the nose. I didn't say anything. And he kind of kept on looking away. So I made him look at it, and I said, that is wrong. And instantly, he started to, Dominicans say make bambitos. Like, that's when he starts, to frown and, make those crying faces. Like, he started getting into that. And I was just like, listen, it's okay that you did it once, but don't ever do it again. Like, he doesn't, he's not going to fully understand it, but just the fact that you approached it and say, this is wrong, he's going to know next time. You know what I'm saying?
Now, when he gets to the age that he could talk back, how are you going to handle it, though?
Straight hand up his face.
He'll get to that
joking.
obstacle when he gets to it. He has a 2-year-old, so he's still trying to learn.
Arrest this man! He's hitting his child.
Well, I mean, listen. There's no right and wrong here. I mean, obviously there's wrong, but there's no perfect way to handle it.
Here in the room, have your parents, when you guys were kids,
Oof.
beat you?
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof. What didn't they use?
No, I don't want to be descriptive, but
So.
Let's just say
it's okay. The statute of limitations are over on this already.
Now, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. My parents, when I was a kid, they never laid a hand on me.
Wow.
They never punched. They never spanked. They never did anything.
Oh, I mean, I hope they punched you.
What they did was sit me down and lecture me. And when I was a little kid, just seeing my mom or my dad lecturing me, giving me stern words and shit like that, I was like,
that's word of the day today.
It's worse for me. It was worse for me. You know what I mean? So today, right now, I feel like I would have rather got hit instead of getting my mom or dad's lectures. You know what I mean? Because
those things are so different. Because my parents, they play good cop and bad cop. My mom was always the good cop, and my dad was always the bad cop. My mom would lecture me to death and put me to sleep, and then my dad would whip my ass and put me to sleep. So at the end of the day, I was going to sleep. Like when I broke the front door, the glass door, the windbreaker one.
Okay.
Oh my God, man! I have never been yelled at like that by my mom, but I went straight to my room and to sleep. And Lord knows my crush was there that day. We were having playtime, and I broke it with a lock. Worst day of my life.
For me, I could probably say my parents never laid a hand on me, which was pretty dope. But the reason why I bring up how would you discipline your kids was because there was a story that broke out on the news that apparently this father, in a way to discipline his kid, because he found out his kid was being a bully in school. He was being a bully in school. So what he did to discipline his kid was force him to run 5 miles outside.
Yo, that's wild. But
now
fun.
People are giving this father shit because they're technically is quote unquote child abuse.
But
were there other ways he could have disciplined his kid? Definitely, there's other ways you could have disciplined your kid.
The thing is,
if that was his way of doing it, all right, I'm not gonna disagree with what he did because that's how he parents his child. But to be honest with you, I really don't see anything wrong.
I mean, yeah, of course, to us it's not gonna be wrong, but you got to realize we are Hispanic.
Yeah,
and we are very different from Middle Earth America, where words play more than actions, and to them it's an action, and then it's oh, call the fucking cops. He's neglecting his child. This is abuse. It's crazy.
I think it's far from neglect. I think that's the right thing to do.
They're gonna say that.
Listen, he's doing something right here. He's actually acknowledging it, and that's the biggest problem, that parents let small things fall through the cracks.
But you know what the wrong thing he did was to put it on social media.
Nah, fuck that.
But it's because of that. That's why. It's just.
You know what? People are gonna have their opinion every day. He didn't do nothing wrong.
Yeah,
He made
but
a fucking job.
Yeah, but exactly. But some people probably in that precinct probably like a female or a male could be like, oh, that's kind of bad, and then they bring it to court. Blah blah. You see, that's the problem.
It's the technicalities and the laws and shit.
Yeah,
like
exactly. If it
I
was,
mean, I don't think there's a law of making your kid jog to school. And,
yeah, but they could say it's child abuse.
They could say it's child abuse.
And then they put a fine and shit like that.
It's a fine. It's a fine line.
And then they could put them for like review against the fucking
CPS,
whatever.
Child Protective Services.
Yeah, there we go. How do you know that?
Because he has a child. He knows.
No, it's I actually know. It's
already.
I have my bachelor's in criminal justice. Like it's one of the fine lines of psychology is child abuse. Like when you read into these things, the stories that you read in these textbooks is insane. There used to be a parent who would drip water on their kid's back for like 30 minutes every time they did something wrong. It's insane. Like it's just weird shit. Like things you wouldn't find in normal house settings. And it's, like, there's as much as there's positive reinforcement, there's negative reinforcement.
Yeah. In the criminal justice system, sexually based offenses are considered especially heinous.
Especially.
In New York City, the dedicated detectives who investigate suspicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Special Victims Unit. These are their stories.
So that's what it is, you know the shit now, so it's like... I know all the laws. They could break all them all, but they won't know.
I mean, still though, to be honest with you, I don't see anything wrong with what he did.
No, he did nothing wrong.
I don't think he did anything wrong. Was there other ways? Yeah, you could have done another way.
There's so many different ways. That's the problem.
How I'm gonna discipline my kids, if I do have children in the future. I plan on making them do a lot of push-ups. Because that's what got me disciplined.
That's another thing too. A while back ago, somebody got in trouble for that too.
Yeah,
for doing something physical. Like he had to do something physical.
You know what I mean? I won't make him just do push-ups. I'll probably just make him in the push-up position.
Would you video record it though?
Would I video record it? No, because I'm disciplining my kid.
That's what I'm saying. That's the problem.
Because you don't have to broadcast.
I don't have to show it.
That's what I'm saying. That's the point.
Now I'm gonna have the FBI be like, all right, wiretap this guy. Just
fuck that. Put cameras in his household. FBI got bigger problems.
I mean, yeah, true. But that's how I'm not gonna say I'm gonna beat my kids. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna hit them or anything like that because I don't believe in that. But there's a way you have to discipline your kids.
What's the age limit that you can beat your child though?
Oh, there's no. I mean, it depends how you define beat. Like, are you beating them with a stick, or are you just beating them with your hands?
Not like grown man fighting. Grown man fighting.
No, I was gonna say that.
Wedding day.
I was gonna say that. If my kid, at the age of 18, decides to square up with me, okay, that's a wrap for him.
Nah, it's going down.
It's a wrap for him.
I mean, unless my kid's twice my size, because
he might. What happens if he does beat you though?
If he does beat me.
Sorry, man. I got too close to the mic.
What happens if he does beat you, though?
I'll be like, I'm sorry, son.
You were right in this idea.
You were right the entire time. Forgive me for trying to
That's the problem. Yo, what happens if he's like 6'5", 250?
My kid's not going to be 6'5", bro. I'm 5'7".
So my kid might be 6 feet, but if he's any inch over that, I'm cutting his toes off. He ain't going to beat my ass. I'm going to win.
Nah.
That's the problem.
It's up to you. It's up to you. As the father, because we're all males here, it's up to you as the father to, I guess, instill that fear. Like you're trying to, give him
McDonald's All-Star Team center. He's fucking gonna beat the shit out of you.
It's your job as the father to instill at least a little bit of fear in your child. To to this day, yeah, I'm 25 years old. I'm about to turn 26. And when my dad gives me that look, I'm like, all right, fuck, don't fuck up.
It's more like respect.
Yeah. I mean, it's more like respect. It's respect. Exactly.
Back when we were younger, it was fear.
It was fear,
and then it turned into respect because we know, like, all right, if shit goes down,
it depends because with my mom, I always respected not to do the wrong shit. Like I never wanted to disappoint her.
Right, exactly. I never. Yeah, that's why.
And with my dad, I just didn't want to get my ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? There's a huge difference, and you can tell from the upbringing in a kid what he will and will not do. I feel like having that respect instead of fear, falls through the line into much more accomplishments. I mean, I can't tell you, X amount of kids do this because they got disciplined, right? Yeah. There's no right or wrong way because every kid is different. It's, not everybody reacts the same to weed. You can hit one strain and get fucked up, and then you hit another strain, just fall asleep right away.
Yo, his analogies.
It's called deaf.
His analogies.
Yo, where do you get that shit at? Google.com?
Nah, bro. Life.com.
Bing. Sorry, I get a shit from
Life.
Bing.
Bro,
No, but
I played the game.
for me, it was different though, because my mom used to beat my ass mostly,
Really?
and then yeah,
Your
'cause
dad
he
would just yell at you, right?
no, it's just he's barely home at that time. So
Oh,
it's
he's
like,
working a lot.
Yeah, so if I get beat by him, it's really serious.
No, when I knew
Mira, Kelvin, llegó tu papi.
you know when I how I knew I was getting in trouble. Normally in my family, everyone calls me Chris, right? If I heard the name Christopher, I'm like, okay, that's a wrap. I'm trying to move out. I'm packing the bag. I'm gone because I fucked up.
Pack up your favorite toy and get the fuck out.
I'm gone.
Yo, if they call you by your full name, even your middle name,
Nah, it's a wrap. You
it's
need
a wrap.
Nah, buy a
It's-
train ticket to
a wrap.
Manhattan and go stripping. You
It's
gotta
a
do
wrap.
something.
It's a wrap. So, all right.
but I got a little dick though.
Socks, baby, socks.
Oh my god.
It's all about presentation, baby.
That's it, baby. This is the call.
But yeah. So hopefully, in the long run, when Nico starts getting older, hopefully you know what to do.
Yeah, that kid is rambunctious as fuck though.
Huh?
That kid does not stop moving.
Nah, he's a little
Yo,
monster, man. He's a
bro.
little monster.
Hey,
I went over his
it's a
house.
good-
That
it's a
kid
good
did
thing.
not stop
Running
moving.
around, yeah.
It's a good thing. It's a good
No,
thing.
definitely, because I
He
can't
tires
wait till
them
he
out.
gets to the age where like
He's
he loves playing with soccer balls, footballs. He could throw really nicely. He's only 2 years old. He got reach.
right.
Same as my niece. You see her throw a ball, she's throwing it at you.
Yeah.
That's why I give her like these little foam balls. When they be throwing them balls, them shit hurt. Nah, but it's great to see how like kids develop and all. I can't wait till
That's
you
good.
guys have kids.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
When would you think you have a kid? Age wise.
30.
I give myself
Is that
another-
the starting point or the cutoff point?
Starting point.
Really? I find
Yeah.
like it's great to have a kid while you're young, man. I know like a lot of people say don't and wait to get your
But
life.
we're
Like,
still young
the thing
though.
is like it's great to grow up with your kids. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point, by the time Nico's 21, I'm gonna be like what?
No, you
You
did
know what I'm
like
saying?
you
I'll
did
be
pretty
19
good range.
years older.
Mhm.
I'll be already. Sorry for my math skills, but I'll be like 40, 44, 43 around there. Bro, I'm gonna be old, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I kind of like wish I would have had him with like my sister's age. My sister had, her kid really young. When my niece is like 20, Crystal's only gonna be 15 years older. She'll be like 35, 36, 37,
Yeah, but
like
I rather
38 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like I don't know. I'm so envious of my parents because they kind of got to see me grow up to this age and they're still relatively young. Like
Right.
my parents haven't hit 50 yet.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even 30 yet.
That's
So
crazy.
think about it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like my parents still get to hang out with me as much as I get to hang out with,
Right,
they get to hang out with my kids, but it's going to be different. I'm excited.
Yeah.
with me, it's just I just want my kids the best. So that's why I'm just gonna.
Yeah,
Take
you
my
want
time.
financial stability and you want,
Well,
the
this
focus
this
to raise them.
This reminds me of
Like minimum 35.
This reminds me of something that John told me when he has a kid with his wife now, and it's the funniest thing ever. And I told my mom this. When he had plans to have a kid, it's a joke, obviously.
Hopefully. Because it's already starting off bad.
He,
It's a joke.
He plans on dropping his kid in the middle of a jungle,
Oh, God.
and if it comes back to him,
It goes.
It was
it's
meant to be.
That's his kid. He's gonna bring him into the family. If he doesn't come back, he's gonna try again.
Oh, my God.
so
Nah,
then he
his
tells
girl's
wife-
going to kill him.
Tells his wife that. She gets so mad at him. I told my mom that, and my mom said about John that he's a fucking idiot.
What jungle we talking about though?
Huh?
Amazon.
Well,
whatever
You're go-
jungle.
You're
we
going
can
way into the jungle.
You're
Cat.
just
You put a
going-
kid
we're
in the
just dropping
Amazon,
it in the jungle.
he is never coming back, all right? He's getting adopted
If
by
he
the
comes
Native
back-
Americans.
If he comes back as Tarzan and to the family, I bet, son, you're welcome home.
Yeah, his ass is getting whooped.com. There's no questions about it.
So
Put teeth on him, bro.
if you plan on disciplining your child, that's a good idea, I guess, right? Dropping him in the middle of nowhere and see what happens.
What about desert? Would you do desert?
No,
Why not?
he has no chance.
You never
At least
know.
in the Amazon, he has wildlife and water.
Maybe some no-bands will save him. Train him up into Silk Road trading. Then go to opioids. Then do heroin. And then be a fucking badass in Kazakhstan. Think about that for a second. Think about
Hope
that.
to God you don't reproduce.
Hey, yo,
I hope.
yo, I already told myself already. There's a good % chance that if I do procreate,
It's gonna be
It's gonna be either male, female. Doesn't matter. I'm just saying, like, there's gonna be problems with that female, and we're not gonna be together, and I'm gonna have to be paying child support. There's a good possibility. Knowing how my life has transcended.
You already know he's going to play child
Hey,
support.
listen, the best thing is to admit it to yourself and then plan ahead.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, all right. That's what I'm giving
myself. Make sure you build
time.
enough fucking evidence to not be the one paying child support.
And you know what's the one thing? You know the one thing that's going to happen, what our parents probably going to happen to me when I do have kids? So when I was in the military, I worked with satellites, right? Satellites give off radiation. So I had a sergeant who's at least 10 years older than me.
I was going to say something fucked up.
So he has at least 10 years old. He's at least 10 years older than me. And he's 35. He already lost his hair and shit. I was like, all right, that's not a good sign. So then he tells me, he's like, do you plan on having kids?
Have them now, right?
And then I tell him, yeah, I plan on having kids. He's like, all right, good luck. And I'm like, why? You're only going to have girls. I'm like, why you say that? Because you work with satellites. We work with satellites. The satellites kill off the radiation, the male sperm cell.
That's...
So then when he told me that, I'm like, fuck.
You better have some kids now, dog.
I'm about to have
you know what?
all girls.
Visit a sperm bank and put them babies in there.
Yeah. Right?
And then get them selectively selected. It's like
selectively
piece by piece.
Like I'm talking about like Hunger Games selection. Like, you you pick them out and be like, this is the male I want.
You're gonna breed them all and then have them do the Hunger Games. That's a sick joke.
What's the
He's number
genes,
2.
What's the genes of the mother? Yeah, the father was an NBA superstar. All right, yeah, I want that one.
How tall is he? 7 feet.
Bet.
Take him.
That's too tall, bro.
How much?
Fuck out of here. It don't matter. Fuck. That's guaranteed NBA contract.
Yeah, all right. Well,
if he doesn't fuck up.
So there's if we do have kids, probably you guys are thinking to yourselves right now.
Let us know. How would you
spank your child?
No, well, discipline your child, but also like, what is the age you would say to cap off? Like, what is your limit? Just let us know.
I think people nowadays still don't have a limit. I think that's still
people don't even know when they want to have a child.
The kid could be 35 years old and like he's still getting beat. Oh god.
I mean, if he's a degenerate.
Or like next week they be like, I'm pregnant.
Yo, why does Chubby always have like a new pair of J's? Like,
it's a new pair of fucking J's. I said it when he came in, bro. I was like, yo, this guy's fresh always, bro.
When you're gonna bring out your Yeezys. So I could step on them.
Hey, you see, I only wore my Chelsea boots because I was living life dangerously today. I saw like one water drop. I was like, oh shit.
Why? If it's suede, bro, it's just gonna.
Hey man, it's about the appearance, bro. Cowboys never saddle up without the boots on.
He's like, I met with a client. He was very special.
Nah, ain't nobody special enough for these bad boys. I wear these because I like them.
Oh, he's like, I wear shit because I love myself.
So
yeah,
in the
definitely the case.
In the first episode, the first ever episode of the LTVS podcast, in the audio version, we talked about our top 5 hip hop artists, rap artists of now, shit like that. Most of us had, J. Cole, Kendrick. You had YG. I remember all of that. I mean, we had
Travis Scott, baby. Shout me out, baby.
We had hip hop artists that are really doing good.
Hit my jack.
And we could say in old school hip hop rappers like Biggie Smalls, Tupac, Wu-Tang Clan, Mobb Deep, Jay-Z, whoever
Can't forget about Nas, baby.
Nas.
Queensbridge.
Is Jay-Z considered that though? Because he's like still putting out albums.
He's a goat.
He's a goat. But it's like
no. The thing is that he
because Nas ain't putting out albums
he came out in the 90s, so you got to put him in that.
No,
generation.
yeah, I'm saying
so that's his generation of hip hop. You can't
definitely
put him in now because that's
no. I'm just saying he's in a different league though.
The thing is, you're saying is because he's still putting out albums. I understand that and I recognize that. Every time he puts out an album, I'm stopping everything I'm doing.
I mean, he's the best of all time.
Exactly. That. So that means you can't really put him with the rappers of nowadays.
You can't put him in with the rappers in the 90s either.
Why not?
Because he's the best of all time in any category. He's in a different mode. He's in God mode right now. So you're
telling wait. So you're gonna tell me you could put Jay-Z over?
You ain't got all the answers, Sway.
Are you gonna tell me you could put Jay-Z over Nas right now?
Technically, yeah. If we're talking about body of work, yeah.
Oh, body of work, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I'm talking about body of work.
You have to put all categories on the mantle.
That's kind of too hard to navigate though, and it's still Jay-Z because he's still the body of work.
He's not lyrically better than Nas.
Yeah, but the body of work makes up for that.
I can give you the body of work. I'm not gonna give you the lyricism.
Yeah, but
I wouldn't give you either. Nas is still the best.
No, body of work though.
You see, it's all opinion, baby. You can't say no to me. You can't say no.
You see how we're just getting into a tangent right now, where we're discussing bodies of work and how we really love that era of hip hop because I think personally that was the best era of hip hop.
I don't say I can love it, but I appreciate it the most.
So a rapper by the name of Lil Xan came out and said that Tupac was boring, and I'm pretty sure he probably said a bunch of other things, but a lot of people in hip hop now are saying that this kid should be banned from hip hop and whatnot. And I want to get your guys' opinion. Should he be criticized this way because he technically wasn't born, during that era. He didn't listen to that. You know what I mean?
About 2 weeks ago, Lil Xan went on.
No, that's not it.
What are you doing,
fuck
bro?
am I doing? Hold on.
No, we can't hold on if we're recording, Dick.
Yeah, we are recording. So what? The fuck?
Well, he got Donkey of the Day by Charlemagne.
There we go.
So you know.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. How do you guys feel about it? Should he get criticized this way? Because
he should get criticized. But the thing is, whoever is his team is their fucking fault, bro. They fucked up badly.
I don't know if you've seen. This was talking about another person, Lonzo Ball. He put out his top 5. It was like last year.
Yeah.
And he had put Future in his top 5 of all time. He had put I forget but he has, Tupac in there at least. He has Future on there.
And he got criticized because he didn't put Kendrick Lamar on there. And I understand that, you know what I'm saying? Because think about it. If you're gonna put someone like Future in your top 5 because of trap, you gotta recognize Gucci Mane because he started the trap movement. You know what I'm saying?
No, T.I. too.
Well, T.I. too, but he was
Jeezy.
He was more lyrically like you could understand it.
Young
trap
Jeezy
is all
too,
about
bro.
that
Jeezy,
gangster
bro.
rap. You know what I'm saying?
But
Young Jeezy, bro.
But Young Jeezy wasn't really trap. You know what I'm saying?
He was trap. What are you talking about?
No.
Snowman? Oh my god, no.
Gucci Mane started the movement. You gotta understand that Gucci Mane fathered trap.
But what fathered the new generation trap.
But what I'm saying is that since Lil Xan is getting so much heat for what he said, should he merit that heat?
Well, yeah, because the way he said it, though, that's the problem.
Lil Yachty also said that Biggie Smalls was overrated.
Well, that's why he got dragged on the floor too.
So the thing is that it's not that I'm defending. Don't get me wrong. I'm not defending what Lil Xan said or what Lil Yachty said about one of my favorite hip hop artists. But I can understand why they said it is because they didn't have that music to them. They listen to someone else.
I can understand why they say
to Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne shit like 2000s.
Yeah.
Hip-hop.
No, of course, but I'm saying is the way they said it. That's the problem. That is, Lil Xan could have said, "No, I do not know really his music, but I respect his music because he was one of the pioneers."
Respect it or not, what they both said was stupid.
Yeah, true. Don't get me wrong. He could have said it a different way. Definitely, he could have said it.
The thing is, he said boring because it doesn't relate to him.
It doesn't relate to him.
Most people nowadays don't have filters. Also, they say what's on their mind too, which is another good thing, though. I mean, they're saying the truth. They're saying something unfiltered. But nowadays, a lot of people still think about their generation like what the fuck, like they pioneered the way for you guys to even be able to capitalize money wise on this.
Right. So
that's the problem.
That's the problem, and I could understand that.
I understand him. I understand him completely.
Yeah, I understand him completely too. For him to say
it's all subjective.
Poor choice of words.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I don't think what he said had any merit to it. I find Lil Xan boring. You know what I'm saying? He has probably one good song out.
Betrayed. That's it.
And it's only because of who produced it.
Who produced it?
The same guy who produced a couple of Beyonce tracks. I think it was.
I'm not shoot name because
Yeah, not. But he
out.
Think about that beat. It's fire.
I know it's fire.
Imagine anybody else putting that beat out. It would have been top 10.
Right. So I mean,
it kind of made his debut a little bigger.
So
that was his debut pretty much. He was just popped up after that.
That's the thing. So poor choice of words on Lil Xan's part. For him for Waka Flocka I guess of all people, Waka Flocka to come out and say.
Yeah, I don't think he could.
I don't think he could say. You know, he's banned from
I don't
hip-hop.
think so either. Because he's not really like up there.
Don't get me wrong. He did start another movement of hip hop now.
EDM trap.
Yeah, I guess whatever it is that he's on.
No, I call that EDM trap, bro. But, he's just strictly dickly that, bro.
He did that, but for him to come out and speak for everyone in hip hop and say he should be banned.
He can't. I mean, T.I. did agree, supposedly, from what I've read on Instagram and shit, and looking it up. Mm-hmm. I mean, really, it doesn't even really matter.
It's a Bobby Johnson beat.
All right.
So it's one of the best producers to ever do it.
So, but yeah.
Oh, is the one that says it's Bobby on the track, whatever shit like that.
Yeah.
Yo, he's pretty good then.
Oh, that was him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
I think so.
Right,
yeah,
but
it should be him.
Still, though, you could think before he speaks. So.
Well, yeah, but most people nowadays don't look like sometimes us. I mean, we really say shit.
I don't pay these kids mind. They don't even know what they be talking about 90% of the time.
Well, yeah, I mean, either way, they're probably
It reminds me of the J. Cole verse on what's it called? Everybody Dies. Where he talks about every little
rapper.
Yeah, every little rapper. He just destroys them all. It's my guy.
Yeah, but then I remember Smoke Perp doing an interview, and then he was like, kind of like saying like, if you really wasn't like helping out the younger generation, can you really call yourself an OG?
I mean, what does it have to do with helping the younger generation?
The younger generation might not want
the red carpet's out there.
The kids are.
No, yeah, of course. But
the red carpet's out there. They're already lined up. You know what I'm saying? They
it's
really have to put some good music out, and then
I fuck with some of the new ones. They're just like it just. Like I said, I fuck with them. The only reason why is because they're unfiltered, but just some things are not supposed to be said. But they'll learn, I guess. I mean, they have no.
I can't honestly tell you one new artist that I listen to.
One.
I can't. Besides, and I'm only gonna say this just because I like the album. Rich Brian. I know he started on Vines and all the shit. Rich Brian. If you haven't listened to his album, Rich Chico, whatever his name was. But yo, his album was pretty good, man.
He had an album out?
Yeah, he has an album, bro. It's called Amen. You gotta listen to it. The kid is dope. Whoa. You know what I'm saying? Props to him. I mean, these kids 69, these kids little something. You know what I'm saying? Even Little Uzi Vert, like he had some great songs that came out, but I just feel like it's little New Wayne. That's what I call him.
What about Little Skies though? Yeah,
Little Skies has some good music.
I heard some good music.
A good couple tracks, but I can't tell you as a artist, at an artist that I love to listen to. Like, and you know what does it for me? Every time they interview and they say something stupid, like Post Malone.
That's the whole thing.
I can't listen to his music anymore because I just feel like it's all stupid now. It's just labeled stupid.
No, but it's written by someone else though, because Joey Badass and C-Pain got they got credited for songwriting for that shit.
Joey Badass got credited for songwriting for whose music?
Rockstar.
Yeah, Rockstar.
Really?
And T-Pain. Yeah.
No wonder. Joey Badass is a dope artist too.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Respect to someone who's very knowledgeable like him. You know, Joey Badass came out from the bottom, and just destroyed his competition and rose to the top without even having to acknowledge that competition because he went around everybody.
Well, he's doing the world title shit, just like A$AP Rocky. A$AP Rocky's like the same out here in the States. He's not really that popular in the States, but overseas, he's really good. Like A$AP Rocky and Joey Badass are like the two motherfuckers that I can see like they don't need United States.
I don't know. A$AP gang as a whole.
And guess where they're from?
Very, very like I'm
New York,
bro.
Great. I mean, that's different.
There you go.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying like.
You know what? Scratch that. Dave East. Because he's a new artist.
No, but Dave East is just like...
Muggy rap.
Nah, man, but he's got it. He's got the sound. He's got the control of his own sound. He knows what he's rapping about.
It's just that he won't... I don't think he'll ever go, like, mainstream like that.
That's why I love it. Yeah. That's why I love it. That's why I love Joey Badass.
He can't go mainstream because it's just too hard for him.
No, I think he can.
He won't.
I think he respects himself enough not to go mainstream.
He won't stray away from what he
really talks about.
Yeah, exactly. Just like Nipsey Hussle and shit. Actually,
he's not too mainstream, but that last album I think was called Victory Lap.
Yeah, Victory Lap. Yeah, that was pretty good. But it's just like he got help from the labels because he did do a partnership with the labels, but. From what it was said, but I mean, I fuck with it because I mean, he wants more money. I mean,
nah, but his last album, I kind of like it a lot more because he isn't saying the N word 10 million times. He isn't, he's more. it's a little more conscious feel to it. You know what I'm saying? It's getting to that era where you can actually listen to it, see what he has to say, pay attention to it without being bored to death. Not that his old music is boring, because I used to listen to his first stuff. You know what I'm saying? But think about artists like Dom Kennedy, who never really became mainstream.
Yo, Dom Kennedy, man.
You know, My Type of Party. That's a great song.
His last album was really good, but like he's just another one that just...
He's an underrated rapper, but you know, I kind of like those rappers that just, you know,
what
put
about,
out their music.
Have you heard of Tory Lanez's new album?
Don't
Great.
like it.
Huh?
Great.
Boring.
Really?
You didn't like it?
Nah, bro, you gotta be bullshitting.
He's as pointless as double striped lines on the freeway.
Nah, man, come on.
How the hell is that pointless?
I don't like his music.
You didn't like any of the music that he played?
Tory Lanez's album.
Yo, he had
It wasn't really like, oh my god. This is
I
a
had
great
for
album.
me. It had no
album.
material. For me, it had no material that I could listen to.
Yo,
It could have material for you.
Pieces.
I just feel like he never says anything that I want to listen to.
Pieces by 50 Cent was like the top notch.
I listened to it. The only thing I liked about it was that 50 was on the track.
Well, yeah, Pieces was
But
amazing.
besides that, I didn't like the track. I didn't like the album. I'm gonna lie to you. You didn't like the Migos album. I kind of liked it. I wasn't great about. I wasn't super ecstatic about it. But it's Migos. You know what I'm saying? It's hype music.
No, don't worry.
And that's how I feel like. That's the category I would put Tory Lanez into. Hype music, because he doesn't make conscious music that I like to listen to.
But Migos is
and he doesn't like chill music that I like to listen to.
What about Migos? Migos is like hype music though.
Exactly. I like hype music, but for Tory Lanez to be in that category, that's what I would put him in. It didn't strike me like, oh shit, I want to listen to this.
No, I mean, I like the album. The album was pretty good.
Yeah, his album was pretty good, but Black Youngster's album, that shit was like, that shit was weird.
What's rappers now named like their names nowadays? What's that kid's name? Young Boy Never Broke Again. What? Young NBA.
Young NBA.
Come on, bro. Why is your name
Young
Boy NBA?
Yeah, it's actually YBN is just the group their ASAP group.
No,
you know what I'm
YBN is, you're talking about someone else. We're talking about Young Boy NBA.
Young Boy NBA.
You sure it's
Young Boy NBA.
You sure it's not YBN?
No, YBN. They're from Houston. Young Boy NBA. He's from Louisiana.
Okay.
His name is Young Boy. How am I going to take you serious with the name Young Boy NBA?
Because Young Boy never broke again.
Young Boy never. Really, bro? Come on, you could do better than that.
They dropped out early from high school. I don't know. What else can you?
It's hard. Blaming it on those tablets, huh?
I'm blaming it. I'm blaming it on you, fucking Mac. How dare you? iPads are no good.
But yeah, that's what Lil Xan said. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Probably you guys are religiously listening to Tupac.
It's just his team around him fucked up completely. They didn't school him on anything. And probably because his whole team around him doesn't know anything about hip hop but money.
That's true.
So there you go. I mean, honestly, if it was another like Vince Staples, he has a general manager who has been in the hip hop community so long that he knows everything. He could school him on shit like, you know what? Don't say this. Say it in this type of context that it won't be fucked up to other people in that generation. Lil Xan doesn't have that. Lil Xan has corporate people around him that just care about the fucking money because hip hop is the new rock and roll right now. Yep. It's all about money for them.
Alright, well.
But we're not industry. Remember that. We're just fucking motherfuckers in this living room talking shit right now.
Alright. So moving on from that. So the Oscars was last Sunday. Countless awards were given out. And one of them that caught the eye of many people was Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant not only is a 5-time NBA champion, 16-time NBA All-Star, 2-time NBA MVP, now he has an Oscar under his wing. And a lot of people are giving him shit because this movement that's been going around in Hollywood about the Me Too movement, Time's Up movement about, sexual assault, sexual harassment and whatnot in the workplace. And a lot of people have been giving Kobe Bryant shit because he was, and I'm going to say this word with a lot of underlines and shit like that, accused of accused of sexual harassment, sexual assault. He was accused of it.
And he beat the fucking case.
And he never was convicted. He
beat the case.
He doesn't have that under his name either. He doesn't have rapist under his name. So a lot of people are giving him shit because he was accused and never convicted. So I don't know what you guys' takes on it. I think it's that was a loud ass truck.
We are in the middle of an oil refinery right now.
I think it's bullshit. I mean, bullshit's a strong word. I think it's unfair, maybe, to Kobe Bryant to be accused of this again when he was never convicted of it and shit like that. So I don't know. It's a fine line. Again, it's a fine line. So
I mean, I think it goes back to, like, when Michael Jackson was in court. The man did great things before and after, but it's a very fine line. Like, listen, these people have their reputations. Everyone likes to do things behind closed doors. Everybody likes to talk shit behind other people's backs. But then, when it comes to, you do something stupid and you get caught, it's going to ruin your reputation.
Yeah.
And, just going to court and having this publicized ruins somebody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He might have did something wrong. He might have not. But clearly, as I like to say a lot, who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? It's a rich dude who is very intelligent, who has done and had an amazing NBA career and then done something about his life. Let the man rock. You know what I'm saying? The man has, not only portrayed himself to be an upstanding person now, but, he's trying to better other people. He's trying to better these kids. He's putting programs out. If you ask me, I don't give a fuck what anybody has to say about Kobe Bryant. I hate him as an NBA player because he fucking defeated a lot of my teams. And then I just think he's an amazing person, as is. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a great person. Sorry, not amazing. I think he's a great individual.
So, yeah, it's unfortunate that they're shedding light onto that again. And they can't even let the man rock with his Oscar.
Well, he's gonna rock with that Oscar regardless.
I mean, he's gonna rock with the shit up. But it's just,
it's now, you know what I mean. He sees that in headlines now. You know what I mean. It's if I was in his shoes, I feel kind of annoyed.
I heard Ryan Seacrest got the cold shoulder from a lot of celebrities, though.
Yeah, he got cold shoulder from
Ryan Seacrest.
Joking.
Oh my god, I was gonna say, really? American Idol.
Taraji P Henson.
Yeah, there we go.
Gave him like
the coldest shoulder.
Nah, not even gave him pettiness.
Gave him like pettiness.
Like I'm talking about like
being interviewed in front of like the camera.
Other people
ABC. A lot of people saw that shit.
Yeah, man. I mean, because he got accused of sexual harassment. I don't know what the fuck it was. Sexual assault.
So I think it was sexual assault, maybe. So, but whatever the case may be,
he's probably listening to Marco Antonio Solis right now. Oh, okay. No, I'm saying you're probably listening. I don't know.
So, unfortunate for Kobe to, for that to bring up again, but whatever. The hell is that?
That's his version of Marco Antonio Solis, bro. Kelvin's in his bag. He's in his feels. So I think we should move into the next segment.
I mean, the next segment.
Next segment.
So the last topic we got was a game that Brandon's hyped about.
Super hyped.
Yeah, like he's like
no release date yet.
He's almost jizzing on his face.
No, chill. I never shoot myself.
I know I'm gonna sound like trash when I say I've never played this game. The first one.
Man. The first game was amazing.
The Last of Us Part 2 is coming out soon, and Brandon's hyped about it. I've never played the game. I seen the trailer before we started. It looked very, very good. So I probably will get into it. But what's it about? I have no idea.
So I mean, in the first game, you get to play as this dude, and this guy loses his daughter to the outbreak of this infection in the world that is turning people into zombie-like creatures, and there's different type of zombies. And it's a very dramatic game because you're kind of like Tom Clancying the whole thing. You got like a little shiv, like a little knife. You get to either stab the zombies, and then when you run out of those bad boys, you better be careful who you trying to stab because when they turn around and kill you, bro, it's nasty. Like if you're playing this game at night, it's prepare to be disturbed a little bit because like no, it's not like super like scary, but like it'll get you. You know what I'm saying? It's not like Outlast where that game you play that at midnight, you're probably not going to sleep till like 3 weeks later.
Whoa, damn.
And then
that's serious.
So the outbreak, his daughter ends up getting shot by a checkpoint officer that chases them down through a couple houses. and then his daughter dies, and then fast forward a little bit, the man ends up meeting some people, having to transport a girl for them who supposedly is immune to the infection, and her blood can cure it. And they're tested through time and time again that every prevailing wind hits them to try and stop them. There's people who tries to come and kill them. There's a group that knows about them. You know, they face the difficulties of scarce food, the weather, all these tribulations of, you know, these zombies. And, you know, at the end of the day, they get to where they have to understand that maybe this isn't meant to be, that the cure isn't necessary, that they just have to live their life. And then, you know, it was a great game, great gameplay, great, you know, online campaign. I think some of us played it. I'm not sure if did you play online with us, Kelvin?
I played online with you guys, but just
I know Steven played online with us.
I never played that campaign. I didn't even play.
It was like a 4-on-4, and you know what I'm saying, it was really difficult to play. If your team won, it's because you got the skill.
I never played a playing campaign for that shit. Just like Call of Duty, I never played for that shit.
Oh man, you're missing out. But you know, The Last of Us 2, it picks up kind of in a fast forward state. You play as Ellie, and you know what I'm saying, in some of the trailers that you watch, she's like sequestered, and then another one she's in the house playing guitar, and then someone comes to check up on her. You don't know if it's the dude that she played with in the last game. You know what I'm saying? Because in the last game, you got to play her, I think, once when he got sick. You know, he's the similar character to Rick in Walking Dead. So you know, he cares a lot about her, but you don't know much about him. What happens after that game? I hope they go into it in this game, because this game is really amazing, and I think it's gonna hit off, and it's probably gonna be the next Game of the Year award for The Last of Us. I know Naughty Dog has been putting a lot of work. DICE does too, because it's the same online platform that Battlefield did for their
over Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter was a good game, but
I don't think it's gonna be Game of the Year.
Probably not gonna be Game of the Year.
I know Capcom gets a lot of Game of the Year awards from like original games, but I don't think they're gonna get it for this one. I love that game. I can't stop playing.
Yeah, that game's pretty good. But yeah, that's Last of Us Part 2. There's still no date or when it's gonna come out. Right?
Do you guys have a game that you guys want a sequel to come out or a prequel for it?
No.
I know this is a very difficult question, because think about it.
Sequel.
I would love to see a prequel for Kingdom of Hearts.
Okay.
But not as much as I would like to see a sequel for Devil May Cry.
Oh my god, yeah, I need another Devil May Cry game in my life.
Right? Like a good, genuine, original sequel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I need another
something
Devil
to
May Cry.
extend that game genre out.
I like what they did in the latest one, where they had a young Dante and how he began with his brother. And that game for me was just so much fun, because I like games like that.
The game's getting remastered.
Yeah. I love games like that where it's like an adventure and you just go off and do combo. And I love games like that. God of War for me is a great game.
That's an instant hit. I can't wait for the next one to come out.
That's
yeah. And it's coming out of is this one coming out of not the Greek mythology? It's going more to the Nords, right? Yeah, that's gonna be a great mythology.
He has a son now and shit. Oh my god, I cannot wait to play that. That for me, I loved games like that. So,
I mean, I'm glad they put a twist on it, because think about it. If you play the last game, there's no way they could have continued that.
No, right?
No. So I'm glad that they switched kind of like the universe and they dialed it back and then changed it.
Yeah. The thing is, they just switched the
gods.
Yeah, exactly.
They switched the gods, and you know.
I thought it was a completely new person when I first saw the trailer. I didn't think it was him until they started like coming out more and more trailers.
He looks mad old and shit. Yo, this is
I was like,
sick. What the fuck?
The beard game strong, baby. Yeah. Beard game strong.
Sick.
Yeah, I had to, man. Yeah, no. He has no fur coat on.
So that's one game. I guess I don't think it's a sequel though. I'm not sure.
I think it's more like an extension.
It's an extension. Probably.
Yeah, kind of like World of Warcraft had all their expansion packs.
That'll be fun. So I'm looking forward to that one. Last of Us. I'll probably play the first one to see how good it. Apparently got Game of the Year. The first one.
Yeah, no, it did, man. It was a great game.
What I need is another Need for Speed Underground.
That's not gonna happen ever again.
They can't match that performance, man.
They can't do it. You know that.
That's the sequel I need. I need that.
They can't do it ever again.
I know. I just need
download the mod for GTA.
You can't. You know they're not gonna be able to do that.
There is a mod for that. What the fuck?
No, I'm joking. Just download the ROM, bro.
Underground 2 and Most Wanted, they will never recreate those games ever.
I'll care less about Most Wanted. I
want
Most Wanted.
You're bugging, bro.
I want Underground 2 more than Most Wanted.
Damn, bro. I can't share my tacos with you after we go eat. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't matter. Underground 2 is over Most Wanted.
Underground 2, I'm putting Most Wanted over underground too.
For me, they're equal because I don't like to judge them. They're like two hot chicks.
They're
from
two different
races
type of thing. It's just
that you just
underground
can't
2
judge.
just caught my heart more
And
than
then-
Most Wanted.
And then Need for Speed was never able to get back onto what they did for the PlayStation 2 and
I used to love that game.
Xbox. So
I had a fucking Hyundai Tiburon.
Oh my god, I hated that car.
I love that car, baby. That shit was amazing.
Mine was. I always started off with either the Mazda Miata.
There you go. Now you're doing something
Nah,
right. Or the
actually-
S2000. That's what I had. The
Yeah,
S2000.
the S2000 as well.
I started with the French one, Peugeot, whatever,
The Peugeot.
whatever it was called.
What I had,
It's the French car. Yeah.
I played. You remember Need for Speed Pro Street? You remember that one?
Need for Speed Pro Street. Yeah,
So
I
it was like
liked
the one
it.
that was enclosed. That wasn't really like you know, it was like more of circuits. It was like more IndyCar racing and shit like that. But it's with your tuner cars and whatnot. I remember I had a Toyota Supra that had like 1,000 horsepower in that game.
Jesus
God
Christ.
damn,
Yo,
what the
I was
fuck?
flying in that.
Your own.
I just used that for drag races, straight away, quarter miles or half a miles. I was destroying my competition with that car. It was so much fun. But Need for Speed is never gonna get back to where it once was,
Nah.
which sucks.
It's sad,
Something
but
like
you
Need for
know,
Speed
it's a
series.
new generation now.
So,
It's more Forza.
other than that, I think that's all the topics, right?
Yeah,
Unless you guys-
we talked about it a good amount.
we
Next
talked
week,
about everything.
definitely, we're gonna get into what Trump said about, because since we play video games, I said last week we were gonna get into it this week. Next week, definitely we'll get into it because that's a whole topic on its own. What Trump said about video games and how video games apparently are the reason and the cause for mass shootings,
No.
and he could never be more wrong. So, we'll get into that. We'll definitely take a deep dive into that, and we'll talk about it.
And we'll
So,
definitely
because
have more.
video games are a part of our lives.
Yeah.
As I
good
know we
part of
sound
our
like
lives.
I know we sound like nerds, but I know a lot of people out there play a lot of video
Well,
games.
yeah,
on
especially
their
Fortnite
downtime.
now. Fortnite
So,
is
think
one
about it,
another
man.
topic.
Think about the Switch and how that's taking over, bro.
exactly.
Like, it's
So,
crazy.
Video
Families
games are all
play video
around
games
us,
all day
and
now.
for them to blame it on the video games is just
Ludicrous.
stupidity. It's ludicrous. There you go.
ACL,
There's a lot of people. We have to say a lot of good words out in this podcast.
Word,
I
yeah.
noticed that.
Word of the day was Stern today.
Stern.
Stern.
Who said that? Me?
Yeah, you did. You've been coming out with word
Great
of the days a
English.
lot, man.
I'm great in English. I was always good in English.
Somber.
I was always good
I
in
think
English.
what was last week?
We'll have to look into the replays on that.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm making
Say,
a
a
highlight.
montage.
I'm
You can make a
making a-
montage
make a
of all the words I
montage.
said.
Making montage. Word of the day.
So, Carlos, you good?
You alright? Yo, you fresh though. He's like,
But- So I guess that's all we got, right?
yeah.
That was on what? Underground 2, right?
No, Underground 1.
Oh,
Come on, bro. Underground 1 had the best soundtrack, though.
They did.
They had the best soundtrack.
No, that was on Underground 1.
Yeah, bro. Dude, it was a long time coming for this song, bro. Remember when this song came out? We were still in like 7th grade.
You know what song irked me the most on Underground 2 though? Fucking Snoop Dogg with the country song.
Oh, Riders on the Storm.
Oh my god, yo, I hated that song.
Yeah, that brings back so many good memories, man.
Dude, I miss those times, man. Those were great. Those great songs.
Those are.
but with all that being said, that is our podcast. That is our episode. If you guys are listening on iTunes and SoundCloud, if you guys are watching us on YouTube, we appreciate it a lot.
Only interested in the Middle East for oil.
Oil.
Huh? Or?
What?
Oh, bitch, you cooking?
That's right, baby. You cooking?
That's the best.
Bitch, you
comedian-
cooking?
The comedian of all time. Don't at me on
Who
that.
was that?
Dave Chappelle,
Oh, Dave Chappelle.
That's when if
I
that
recognize the voice,
was
I was
the
like, who
first
was that?
if he was the first black president.
I wish he would have the first black
Oh.
president.
Bitch, you said something about, bitch, you cooking? Oh my god.
Word, yo.
But
Come on, man.
Oh, and uncensored.
got him. But with all that, we appreciate you guys so much. Make sure if you guys like the content, if you guys liked what we talked about,
Yeah.
give us a like on YouTube. Subscribe to us on YouTube, on SoundCloud, and on iTunes. We're on all 3 platforms.
Follow us on Instagram as well. And
Follow
Twitter.
us on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, wherever the case may be. You guys want to plug in your shit?
I'm already plugged in, baby. Beats.
Oh, yeah, I'll just put that shit on the description.
You keep saying that, and then the next time we do the same thing. Nah, bro, you guys save it for the audio. And the next episode, you be like, nah, bro, I just put it in the YouTube video. You said that already. So what is it?
He's contradicting himself.
I'm just gonna put it on the description.
He's gonna put a bowl of tricks on the YouTube.
So yeah, it's gonna be under
tubes.
under here. You can see all the social medias pop up. But other than that, we appreciate you guys so much, and wherever you guys are. Yeah, the
few listeners that do watch us and listen to us,
we appreciate you guys. Thank you guys.
Yeah, Chewy's about to hit the end on this, but we love you guys.
Wherever you guys are, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you, Carlos. I love you.
All right, that was the uncut version. Fuck all you motherfuckers.
It shouldn't hurt to look your way.